In come the players now in the Clopsey 2v2 Swiss tournament. In this game, on this rather large planet right here, what do we have? We have in red team N30N Pieman, also known as NeoPie, as their team name, going double vehicles first on this planet. Not a typical strat to go double vehicles, rather interesting. Typically you see bots, so obviously in order to expand they'll be wanting to use pelicans or air fabricators to lift fabbers around, or they're going to go bots second. But meanwhile on the South Pole, for Mozzarella, also known as Qzipco AdmiralGeneral, we already have a pelican out with a bot fabber spawn, and instead of a bot fabber he's sending the combat fabricator in a pelican. Very, very curious. Will we see some proxy teleporters? Is that the cheese to be expected today? Is that the maturity of this mozzarella? Is it a proxy teleporter? We will find out in a moment. Looking at the rest of the builds though, bots tend to be more favoured on larger maps like this because you just get that expansion much better and faster and all that jazz. Yeah, there's the proxy teleporters. Not as proxy as I was expecting. That's not as mature as I was expecting. I'm sorry, I'm disappointed, mozzarella. You gotta do better than that. It's not a wheelie big cheese. Anyway, Pelican drop with the vehicle fabricator as expected, going down to the middle, maybe? Yep, pop down it goes. Repetitive factory and some economy going up there as well. And teleporter, so we're counter teleporter proxy teleproxy cheesying each other. What is this? This game is already going so very well with cheese. With cheese. Now there's a lot of metal in your starting base, so one could go early T2 if they wanted, but given that expansion is so essential early game, because just look at how much metal there is around in the middle portion of this planet. It's just so much expansion, and that's what's important really right here. In the early game is the expansion rather than the T2. Getting the T1 and the air presence is much more important necessarily in the early game than getting your T2 going. But looking around, we do start to see the docks coming out now from the blue team, not making use of the teleporter. So what did you build it for, Qzipco? Why build a teleporter if you're not going to use it? It makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So not only do you wave cheese in our face, but you don't then decide to grate it. Wow. Robin RLG, these maps are all on the Shared Systems mod for PAM. There are certain map packs on PA Mod Manager that you can download, and you'll be able to play these on your own machine via that. PA Mod Manager can be found on the Uber forums or via exetesports.com. Meanwhile, back to the game though, we do see the commander hopping forwards. For blue, I think that's what came out of the teleporter initially, setting up that forward base there. Wants to be careful though, because once red knows the commander's there, they are going to push for that position hard. Looking around though, cheeky little skitter here. Interesting placement for a skitter. I suppose it's sort of seeing if anything walks up that way. If the skitter dies, you can sort of make inferences, but then again, it might just be a sneaky dox that walks past the skitter. But anyway, moving forward, we can see now that blue is beginning to get their air presence and a naval presence as well. We do have a naval factory going up just there. Probably see narwhals and orcas, maybe some barracuda submarines as well, moving into the sort of mid-game there as soon as they realise that red are also going to make a play for the naval. Equally, when red realise that blue are making a play for the naval, they'll probably respond in kind. This docks here though could be the hero docks. There's the ping focusing down the... Wow! The micro there, that was StarCraft 2 levels of micro. Medivac micro right there. Whoa, dude. That was amazing, dude. To which we agreed that the Smeagol cast was going to be the final game, didn't we? The opening of the final game. Or was it this one? I thought it was the final game. Apologies if I've got myself confused. Meanwhile, ping's going off from the blue team. Yes, they see the red base over there. Building docks. But the problem... Oh my god, I can't do it like that. I'm not sure I'll get into the character. I'll just use the voice rather than do the character, because doing it with the character as well just makes the cast unintelligible. But that's the sort of sneak preview, I suppose. But thank you again for your donation. Moving on, Blue have seen that base exists. Likewise with Red, have Red seen that this base exists? No, they haven't. Blue know this one exists, and as such, they will probably be making a play to go and pressure that commander there. Already going up for the T2 in their bots. They've almost finished it there. They were really trying to file that one down hard, getting in the commander and the fabricators building that, and we'll probably see commanders, colonels later on, as we have seen colonel pushes on this one to be incredibly powerful later on. Yes, this will be going on YouTube. I wonder how many subs I'll lose as a result, but there we go. It's not about this. Moving forwards. Back up in the red base, let's have a look at their T2 state. They're just beginning their T2 bots now. A little bit slow off the mark there, but they could still pull it back. They're also a little bit late into the water. They still have not got their naval factories set up there either. They haven't got their drifters going into the water either, so they won't even know about this blue naval. Let's have a look at what we can actually see. How much scouting have they done? They don't know about the naval. They don't know about the proxy base. And they don't know about the T2. Red, rather, have done no scouting. Yet they had all those fireflies and skitters early game, and they have done no scouting. This is a big issue for them right now, because if they don't know what to expect, how can you strategize against? Right now, Blue have seen that Red are going up with the T2 there, so Blue have the scout on the red base. They're moving in with some docks, doing a bit of raiding there really nicely as well. They've seen the red expansion. You know, Blue have the intel game down to a T here. But what more can you I'm really surprised actually, but then again I suppose the cheese is too strong with this one. The cheese awakens with the mozzarella. But anyway, a few docks fights going on. We haven't seen too much in the way of fighting here. Blue continuing to do some raiding there, taking down some Galata, some mechs and some defensive positions. Really nice. Not outstaying their welcome, just legging it now, and that's fair enough. Red beginning to establish a little base here. Let's see, what do we see from that T2 bot? So sort of touched on colonels possibly, but actually we see slammers. That's curious. So slammers, of course, with their amphibiousness, will be able to go through all of this water and then push into the red base via the shortest route, I suppose. Equally, they'll also help against any red naval presence that may start to pop up. The economy game, though, despite having said that Red don't know much about Blue's base, Red are actually in the lead in the economy. They've sacrificed their intel, but they've got their expansions in their base. Blue are sort of beginning to do that and starting to catch up with the T2. But Red have sort of got their expansions going. Blue have built the bases at the expansions, but they haven't got the metal yet, and as a result they haven't been able to put that into their factories yet. They do have more factories than Red, I suppose, but they are floating a little bit of power, but they've used it to go into their T2 rather than sort of bulk down on T1. But equally, air is the game apparently for the blue team, and another T2 bot factory. 3 T2 bot factories going up already, so they're not bothering with T1 at all. They want to get the heavy early game with the air presence, maybe see a bomber snipe here. That's a lot of air factories. I wonder what they could be planning there. But they definitely want the air game back. I think they feel they might be losing it currently. Having a look at what Blue are doing here, they do see that the commander's there. They are defending there nicely, red team. But Blue realise, yeah, we are losing out on the air game a bit, and we do need to get back into that. They have got the air at their expansions, but the boom bots! The boom bots! Of course. So for those unaware, I make that noise now whenever I see boom bots running, because they are just hilarious. Problem with the boom bots, though, there are docks here to defend, and docks are effectively your hard counter to booms, as are bombers. But booms, though, If those are well microed, they may be able to pop this commander. Although the commander at the expansion is not vulnerable to boombots right now because of docks, slammers could come in, wreck the docks, and then pave the way for the boombots. Whoa. Ooh, next level strats coming out from the cheese players. Docks are goaded away by the slammers. Slammers are taken down. Is the window there for the boombots? Oh, maybe. The thing is, the boombots are going to have to get past the vision of the mechs here. In the move, they're on the move, they're on the move. They're not going to bother with worrying about the mechs. What are they going to do? Ooh. They see there are docks next to the commander, they're not going to bother, but they have revealed themselves. The boombots are sat in the vision. Red can see the boombots coming. Are the boombots going to be successful at this point? Here come the bombers trying to take some of the boombots down, and they decide to run away. Wow! Some bombs drop. The boombots do manage to survive, taking down the bits of vision there, but Red still have the air game, and as such, they can see the boombots there. Another couple of bombers coming in. Wow, Red have a much more powerful air game than I initially thought. The boombots running and continually running away. They don't want to die. Bombers just managing to get taken down though before doing too much damage. Oh wow, so the boombot strat was revealed and sort of fell flat on its face, unfortunately there for the blue team, but they need to get back into the air game, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Having a look in their base, do we see the colonels coming out? The answer to that is no. We just see slammers. We see a little bit of naval, not too much play. I think they want to make sure they have their T2 sorted. Equally, Red have a few proxy bases in a number of locations. We'll see the tanks here wandering across. Can they wander across that? I think I saw them moving over that previously. There's something dodgy going on there with that. I don't quite understand that. But the air is there. The air is there from the blue team. Defending a little bit. And this is the problem with Red only pushing in with these small forces against a T2 base. That is the problem. That is the problem right now. Red need to get their T2 production sorted. They are beginning to get a T2 vehicle factory at their forward base. Now that could be important, because if you get a forward base of T2 vehicles, you can get the levelers, the shellers and the vanguards really starting to push. Possibly even troll in a Manhattan using boombots to push, but then again they'd have to deal with the T2 defense, which would probably, most likely pop that Manhattan before it gets into the middle of the base. I did see some T2 air though from Red. Interesting that they're going for that. I think they realise they're in the air game right now, and if they get enough kestrels or worms out, they can go for a comm snipe from the air. That would be interesting to see. But looking at the air game now, you can see there the air forces. It looks like Blue have managed to even the tables there. Finally, their investment in air factories is beginning to pay off. Going over some spinners and Galata, though, is not how to treat your brand new squadron. It's not great, is it? Not great at all. Red are sort of mopping up the non-microed portion of this. Oh, whoa! Oh, whoa! What? Oh dear. Hello. That commander's weak. Let's have a look there and see what's going on. Back 15 seconds. Oh, Slammers got in against him. So yeah, just a small force of Slammers can really do a lot of damage to that commander. A lot of damage to that commander. Moving forward, he is still alive. He's going to turn tail and run. But does that blue air force still exist? I think it got completely wiped out. It did. It got completely wiped. Damn. That wasn't the best move from Blue AA. They need to. Red now need to try and find that commander. Maybe get a sniping attempt off on him. They have got the T2 air, of course. They don't really have the investment in the bombers right now. Meanwhile, Blue have the bomber investment. Ping going off from Red, saying, "Ah, base is under attack." Unfortunately, there's nothing to defend against this really. And they don't necessarily want to reveal the T2 air. They decide to anyway. They reveal the Phoenix. This commander still needs to be really careful. There are those boombots around somewhere. Or did they sort of get gobbled? I think the boombots got gobbled somewhere. Yeah, it looks like the boombots were gobbled up somewhere. Oh well, that's a shame. But all the same, another air engagement. Not wise for blue. They don't necessarily want to chase this one. There are Phoenix in there as well. Not great. And the air micro is on point from Neon and Pieman. The moment they engage, start to roll them. And I've talked about this air micro before. And the moment you do that roll, the ones at the front don't take fatal damage. They take one hit, they get damaged, yes, but they don't take the fatal damage. And meanwhile, the ones from behind get a chance to shoot off, so you do the maximum damage output while taking the minimum input, or rather minimum losses, I suppose. But these slammers here, this is the big worry for Red Team right now. They don't have anything to come through that teleporter to defend against it. And if those slammers take down that teleporter, this commander is going to be in jeopardy right here. He needs to sort something out there. Down goes the teleporter, and nothing is going to be able to be done against that. The T2 Fab, if he survives, that's going to be pretty good. Looks like he is going to survive. Ooh. Sneaky. Pings coming off from... oh, spectators. Over there. Just a small engagement. Just more air battles, though. And what worries me is this slammer force and the way it's being used, or rather not used, at this point in the game. Looks like the blue commander has hightailed it back into his base. Over there, getting healed. And there's the Colonels, as I suspected earlier on in the game. Colonel pushes are pretty damn powerful on this planet, I must say. Still no naval from red. Very, very interesting indeed. T2 naval going up from blue. We'll begin to see maybe some kaijus coming out of that. And when they are revealed, then red is going to have another problem on their hands entirely, but as long as they keep the air game, they'll be able to deal with kaijus pretty easily. These slammers, though, meeting a bunch of levelers. More bombers, though. Only 3 in that grouping. Don't let them get shot down. All the bombers get shot down. And did a comm just explode? Did a comm just explode? No, it didn't. Why did I hear a commander explosion noise? Pretty sure I heard a commander explosion. I know I heard a... oh well, anyway. Moving on. This red force, not going to do too much damage. Again, pretty surrounded. The teleporter there beginning to put in work from Qzipco. Pings, pings, pings. Blue saying, yeah, let's kill that stuff. Come on, let's push in. There's 3 T2 vehicle factories there. That's a big threat to our main base. We have to take that out. I can't believe we have these 2 bases sat opposite each other, and yet they really aren't making heavy plays at each other. They're just sort of semi-skirmishing, and it's really confusing me. I suppose they're waiting to consolidate their forces. Meanwhile, elsewhere, though, attacks are going on. Not many bombers from red. I'd really like to see some more bombers in the competition. But the blue Air Force now, though. Oh, that was strong. Rip red Air Force. Rest in many, many pieces, but the locusts are out. The locusts are out. Does blue notice? Does blue respond in time? Hopefully the locusts don't all get killed by narwhals before they get anywhere. Are blue parking their air force over A8 again? They are. Please, blue. How to train your hummingbird. That's not how you fly hummingbirds. More locusts. Oh, we see locusts from blue as well. And boombots. Ooh, this is going to get interesting. Ooh, dear. These slammers, though, there's going to be stuff to defend against them, but they could do some damage before they're really answered at this point. Leveler's finally starting to maybe make some moves against this blue base here, but that's a lot of boombots. And that many boombots may be able to actually start impacting on these leveler armies, and they'll trade really efficiently. But the Locust, though, nom 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 nom, the Locust taking down all the vehicle factories. That is exactly how you answer T2 vehicles. And the spectators see it as well. The army is not there to defend, and down they go. Locusts cheering along, going nom 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 nom. And wow, that was a really good move there from the Locust. And there's a follower. Thank you. Oh, Alpha, that's your. You only just followed? Are you serious? Wow. Okay. How long have you been here? And that was your follow? Damn. Wow. The slammers that were attacking the red base, though, looked like like they were completely countered. Ah, dearie me. The boombots, though, they are ready for the commander kill. They're going in. The air is there to scout. The cheese is real. Ping's coming off from blue, looking in complete... Not the blue, sorry. Spectators looking in completely the wrong place. I'm sorry, other spectators, but the boombots is where you want your attention right now. Those, if they find that commander, they could do a lot of damage, actually. They just need to get onto the other side of the base and then sweep in from the outside, because there's really nothing to defend against these. Absolutely nothing. The air is going elsewhere. The air's going in for the scout. Oh, will they get the scout? I don't think they will. The boombots are looking for it, though. They could just do some damage against the base here. I think they're just going for the base damage. The bombers coming in, though, taking down 2, 3 air factories, possibly a 4th as well. Maybe the T2 air. No, they don't have enough damage to do to T2 air. Oh, those boombots could have been so much better used. But taking down 4 air factories when you're really trying to win the air game is a pretty good win at this point. Oh my goodness, Twitch chat and Alpha's trolling. Nice. I see some more red locusts trying it for the blue base here. It looks like the red locust did manage to do a little bit of something. Maybe getting against the naval? The answer to that is no. Oh, the locust, though, didn't quite work out for them. Blue locust coming in this time, larger army of locusts, more boombots as well. This red commander needs to watch out, maybe get through that teleporter. Has he been tasked on going in that teleporter? I think he might have been. He really needs to watch out, but that's a large number of boombots. And blue, actually, over time, they have managed to turn this game around. They were really looking, they were struggling in the air game for a bit, but now they managed to turn that around with some nice focused attacks on the air. But more locusts coming in. Nom, 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 nom. Down goes the vehicle factory, down goes the rest of this base. There go the metal extractors, more slammers as well, and boombots to boot. Those locusts are going to mop up the rest of this base. No questions asked. The teleporter is not going to last. There are the locusts that... Down goes the telly. No more defense coming through there. Very nice use of the locusts, and not even in a huge number either, but... but still pretty well used. Pings from specs there. But yeah, slammers and blue have managed to completely wipe red back from this forward position. They do still have their armies, they still have to deal with those, but the big thing right now is this teleporter has managed to get back up. Can they link it? Can they get things through? Will the bombers focus down on those fabricators? They seem to drop their bombs everywhere except the fabricators. Oh dear, will the flak go up? And that will defend this teleporter against this Air Force. Oh my word, could we see the Air Force go over flak? Yes, we do see it go over a little bit of flak. Not too much though, it's the storms that we want to see. Storm. Anyway, but the units and reinforcements coming through there really nicely. We'll have to see some extra fabricators come through as well. Let's have a look in the blue base, see where the colonels are going, because there are a lot of colonels in their base. Do we see any late game strats now? Maybe some nukes, some anti-nukes. T2, oh my word. Hello, Kaiju's in the base. Kaiju's in the base. Kaiju's in the base. Kaiju's in the base. They did manage to get quite easily mopped up though by the slammers. They weren't microed there very well. But the ping from the commander saying, there is the commander, that's who we need to go for. Another wave of Kaiju's approaching. That commander could potentially be in a little bit of a pickle going into the next part of this game. Red need to get themselves back into the air game. They are really struggling at this point. Oh, orbital strats. Interesting, we see an orbital launcher coming up. More boombots coming in though. Will we see better use of them this time? Hopefully, because they could get a commander snipe here if only they know where the commander is. Instead, it looks as though they're using all their boombots. Oh my word. Down goes the T2 bot factory. One of them, anyway. There's a lot more to boot, but not really effective use of these boombots, I don't think. I mean, yes, they're taking down a fair bit of economy and power, but if you look at the economy tab, they're floating anyway, so all they're doing is taking down maybe 1, 2, 3 factories. What they need to do to win the game is kill the commander, and at the moment, they're doing what I would argue is the least effective strategy open to them. But these locusts, though, the red ping, they see it. They're worried about these locusts. These locusts could be the DLC. The blue coming in for the main red base this time. The air factories, the orbital launcher, the next air factory, and they'll just circumvent this commander. Don't send your locusts against the commander. They don't do very well against the commander because the commander just has so much metal value, and locusts rely on reclaim. And of course, they take forever to reclaim him, and as such, they are not very good against him. They did get taken down, though, taking down even more factories from the air game of red. It's going to work well into the later stages of this game. Oh my goodness, I need to remap my mouse buttons. Clawed hands is really starting to be a pain. But, and this is what I mean about a lack of air support for these kaijus, the thing is the air support should be there. It's just elsewhere on the planet right now. A little bit of attack from red, but I think it's a bit too little too late. There's too much to defend this main base, as it is a sprawling metropolis, or as some would refer to it, a mega base. Red have got their commander back over here again. And another T2 vehicle factory. Could they sneak a Manhattan in? I don't think so. Looking at the late game overall, though, I think blue have this one as a much superior advantage. If we look in the army tab there, we'll be able to see a massive discrepancy. As predicted, 860, 80 plus. Wow, look at those numbers rising to 150 stable. Ooh, factories, 71. Oh dear, I think this game is blues, to be honest. Time to finish it off with a Ragnarok, says chat. I don't think they could, because they don't have the build power. They don't have the ability to rush one up in time, and you know, when you do a surprise Ragnarok cheese like that, you have to get it up before your enemy can respond to it, and you want it so that the Ragnarok is up and charging when they are responding to it, rather than building when they're responding to it. That's the beauty of a Ragnarok. But yes, it would be the ultimate cheese, sadly not in this particular game. This commander is about to be toast, might I just add. That's, what? That's curious. But anyway, let's have a look there. As the docks begin to march against that comm. He can't do much against that, really, can he? Pop. Pulling back the rest of the forces as well, conserving them. Nice comm kill there. Back into the main base now. More kaijus, wrecking face, the GGs are there. And now you build your nuke launcher. Oh dear. Well, I think red know that they're kind of out. I think they're just doing it for the heck. Don't forget, folks, that there is a €50 prize pool for the Clopsey 2v2. Dear me. So, going into the final round, you really want to have your victories. And I'm surprised that N30N Pieman have not necessarily put up much of a fight. And I've heard that Pieman is much stronger in the late game. I didn't see much evidence of that this time, although I did see some really nice micro at this forward base, which is now getting nicely mopped up. Come on, folks, finish it off. As they say in fighting games, finish him. But anyway, the commander with his slammer entourage. It's a follower! Thank you very much, Spooky Pliz. Too spook for me. Do. But yeah, there's not a lot else really that Red can do. They don't have the factories, they don't have the units. They don't have the plan. In fact, they're marching their commander straight towards an army of slammers, so, you know... That's the wrong side of the teleporter, my friend. You're going the wrong way! I'm so confused as to what this commander's hoping for right now. Anyway. It's another follower! Killer Kit, you sit, what? You and Alpha today, my word. You're disappointing me. Am I not good enough? Apparently not, you guys. Wow. I'm trying hard not to be insulted. Is this force actually going to keep this commander alive? I want to see by how much this commander survived that one. Oh, a fair amount actually, 74. That slammer entourage of his is putting in the work. What do we see going around though? We see an air force. We don't see many bombers though. There we go. Oh, come on, finish this off. This is painful. We had a late start. We don't need a late finish. Oh, it's a colonel. He's going to 1v1 the commander. This colonel is going to 1v1 this comm. Oh, bombers though. It's not enough for a one pass yet. Not quite. They need a few more bombers first. Then they might just get a one pass off. Nah, to victory, Neon says. Slammer Entourage Season 2 now on Netflix. Yeah. Oh, will it be the fated one pass prophesied to occur on Osaka? Looks to me like it is a multi-pass. Hashtag multi-pass. You disappoint me. GG's are called. Neon and Pieman getting thoroughly obliterated. Well, that was that game. Congratulations to Mozzarella or Qzipco and Admiral General on their victory. Going into the final round of the Clopsey 2v2 Swift. It's not... You know, I think at this point in the game it's just about sort of capitalising down on build power and stuff like that. Hopefully Pink will be able to defend against this. They should be able to. There are a few Infernos there to take some of the damage of these ants, and there's enough defending forces there and too many spinners in the attacking force to really do any damage. Plus there's the turrets up there. So it's all going to be about how T2 and T1 overpowering can break through here. We do have a force coming from green over here. Now green's strategy at this point seems to be attacking from multiple sides at once. Pink are kind of doing that, but they're more sort of doing just air raiding and wanting to get up their T2, and then they'll push with their T2 and they feel they have enough. Whereas green are actually trying to do stuff, but again at the same time trying to do stuff. Sorry, I'm just